The Barstar Podcast, hosted by Stephen O'Reilly, is a podcast about working musicians, their friends, and their opinions. Stephen is a musician in Louisville, Kentucky, who has... Wait a second. This guy's a drummer, not a real musician? Somebody gave a drummer a microphone for his voice? The hell? Unreal. Unbelievable.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Barstar Podcast. I am your host, Stephen O'Reilly. I want to thank you guys for coming back once again to hang out with me. Thanks for checking out the show. I hope everybody had a good week. I hope everybody is doing well. And as always, I hope you guys went out and did some shit. Please make sure you check out my sponsor, Prophecy Inc., located in the beautiful Highlands in Louisville, Kentucky. They are big supporters of the show, and I am a big supporter of their shop. If you go into the shop and mention the Barstar Podcast, you will get 10% off your tattoo by any artist in the shop, not just Travis. So go check it out. It's a cool place, it's a cool shop, and you can get some great ink. You probably hear some birds in the background. I am actually sitting on my back porch recording the opening for this show. I'm not in my office like normal. This week's episode is all just kinds of weird. It's weird in a good way. It's not in a bad way. But I had to get some new equipment. Nothing happened to my one big mic that Scott Clark liked so much. Nothing happened to that mic. That mic is still in my office. It will be my main mic for the show. But because I had to travel this week, not like I had to go out of town, but I had to do a podcast with the fabulous Greg Upchurch from 3 Doors Down. Greg Upchurch ain't coming to my house. So I had to figure out how to go to him. So I went and spent a bunch of money. So I need donations. You fuckers need to send me some money. I'm totally kidding. So I have some new equipment. So I thought that in light of having new equipment and doing my first traveling show, I would do the open on my new equipment on my back porch. So you can hear some birds and some cars going by and all that other shit. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Because I recorded this show on location at Diamonds next to the stage, we thought they were done with sound check, and we were not. So about 3 minutes in, it's going to be really, really obnoxious. Just bear with it. It doesn't last, and I think it lasts about 45 seconds or so. So we kind of hit stop and waited for them to be done. So, but I left it in there because Greg and I were talking about something specific. So just know that does not last the entire show. So when you get to that, don't freak out. It only lasts about 45 seconds, maybe a minute, and then it's over. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. So don't freak out on me and just stop the show. Just keep on going. It doesn't last that long. This week's episode is really cool. As I already just told you a second ago, I got to hang out with Greg Upchurch from 3 Doors Down and his wife, Noelle. They were amazing. They were super fun. I laughed my ass off for a while. Really cool people, really down to earth. Greg has done a lot of things. I forgot that he was the drummer for Chris Cornell's solo stuff, the record Euphoria Morning. I forgot all about him being on that record. I knew it, but it's one of those things I kind of forgot. When he told me, I went, oh shit, I forgot about that. But he has been with 3 Doors Down for about 13 years now. But he started in a band called 11. And 11 apparently had some influence on bands like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, other bands like that, of that kind of genre. Kind of like Peter Searcy had when Peter Searcy was in Squirrel Bait, they influenced Nirvana. So it's kind of cool when you find out little nuggets of music history like that. You're like, oh shit, I never knew that. At least I think it's cool. But he was in that band, and through that band is how he met Chris Cornell. But we talked about all kinds of stuff from his time in Chris Cornell and his time in Puddle of Mud, and then on to 3 Doors Down. We didn't talk for a really long time because I didn't want to take up too much of his time. He's a busy dude, and he was here in Louisville for the Making Memories show that Raul Borkar put on this past Saturday at Diamonds in the Highlands. Yes, before you send me your hate mail, I know it's Diamond with no S, but I will never say that. I will always call it Diamonds because I'm an asshole. But jokes aside, he came up to play that show for Raul, which was cool. He played, I forgot to ask him if he played all the drums on that record or some of the drums. I think he played all the drums on Raul's record. I don't remember. But Greg and I had we had a run-in a few years ago, in a good way, not in a bad way. But he played 6 or 7 tracks on the Avant-Garde Dog record that Kevin McCreary wrote, and I played 7 or 8. I can never remember. For those of you in Louisville, please read the credits on that record. Yes, I played drums on that record. People still ask me, did you play drums? Yes. I know there's digital and you downloaded it, but just at least go research it. Greg played tracks, I played tracks, and Kevin played drums on the last track. So that's the gist of that deal. But that's where Greg and I met. We talked for a few minutes. Really nice guy. And then we just we haven't spoken in 7 years, and we talk about that in this episode. But he was cool enough to give me some of his time, and I really appreciated it. And it was just a fun conversation. You guys know I don't do quote unquote interviews. I don't do that journalistic shit. I'm too stupid for that. I just ask random questions here and there, and just have conversations with people. Because when you just have a conversation with people, that's when people are at their most real. And it was a lot of fun. Like I said, we laughed our ass off. He's a really cool dude. Hell of a drummer. It was cool to watch him from the side of the stage. Just watch him play those songs and just hanging out with his wife, who's awesome. She's really, really cool. And it was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys dig this episode. And if you don't, there's something wrong with all of you. But thank you, Greg and Noel, for being so awesome and so cordial, and for hanging out with me all night, and for the laughs. And on with the conversation I had with the one and only Greg Upchurch from 3 Doors Down. Yeah, tons of money. Tons of money. Okay, we are going. We're recording. We're good. Okay. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm fantastic.
It's good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
It is. For those that don't have a camera on my show, because everybody tells me I need one, I know. I'm sitting here with the fantastic Greg Upchurch from 3
World
Doors Down.
famous. World famous.
He is world famous.
I got a SAG card.
Do you really?
I do.
No shit.
Yeah. I do. I'm a carrying SAG card. SAG after. I don't know really what it's from. It was from Puddle of Mud, and I think it was when we did Mad TV or something, and we had like a skit we were in. I don't know, but anyway, I've been able to keep up with my dues. And
nice.
And what's cool about it is like every year around Christmas, because I vote. I'm a voting member, so they give me the DVDs and for the advanced movies.
Gotcha.
Like movies that are just coming out of the theater, you know.
You get advanced
like
copies.
These for your consideration movies.
Oh, nice.
So and it's always around the holidays, so it's great because every day you get a new movie.
That's pretty cool.
So and living in Nashville now because I live in LA.
Right.
If you want to see Lady Bird, good fucking luck. It ain't showing. You know what I mean? Or you want to see something like La La Land. Where the fuck? You're not going to find that anywhere.
Right.
But like Los Angeles, when I lived there, we had the little theaters that were showing, everything was being shown there somewhere.
Right.
But if you want to see Star Wars or Hillary's America, it's everywhere.
That's crazy.
IMAX,
That's crazy. You have a SAG card.
I know. I'm a carrying SAG card member.
Well, for those of you that don't know,
and I'm a Grammy-winning guitar player.
You're a Grammy-winning guitar player?
Grammy-winning guitarist.
How the hell did that happen? Forget what the hell I was going to say.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this about me. I got the Grammy. We did a compilation, 3 Doors Down did, for gospel.
Right.
And a bunch of different, Bon Jovi was on it. We were on it. But it won Best Gospel Compilation Album.
Nice.
And I got my Grammy, and it's not like a trophy. They give that for if you're the big important awards, you get the
big
trophy.
dogs, yeah.
Right. I didn't get a trophy, but it's like a diploma looking thing, You fold it out and it's got, a certificate, Greg Upchurch, Grammy winning guitarist.
Wow.
It says guitarist, so I got my name. So I'm a Grammy-winning guitarist. A lot of people don't know about that.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I had no idea.
I mean, I was back when I was drinking heavily, and so I might have been playing guitar. I don't remember. So.
You mean yesterday? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's Dance Club.
It is Dance Club. So we are at Making Memories, and you are playing with Borkar tonight.
Yes, I am.
And a lot of people know this around Louisville, but a lot of people in out of town don't know. You and I both played drums for the Avant-Garde Dog record. That is where you and I met. And we talked for 20 minutes, and when we haven't talked again in 7 years. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it.
No.
Hang on a second. Editing is a beautiful thing. Okay, let's try
All of a sudden,
again.
it's like an NPR.
I know, right? Hello. This is Joshua Johnson. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what I was saying earlier before we so rudely interrupted, you are playing drums with Borkar tonight at the Making Memories at Diamonds. And it is very cool of you to come up here and do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you guys hear any noise in the background, that's what it is. How did you get hooked up with Raul? We'll talk about us in a second, but how did you get hooked up with Raul?
Well, through Kevin McCreary.
Through Kevin? Okay.
Right. I mean, that's how I met him because, I don't remember how and when Kevin came into my life, but I know it was through Three Doors Down.
But you'll never forget him.
No, of course not. But the fact that he, we were sitting there when he told me, he's like, the name of the band was Avant-Garde Dog. I was like, dude, we did a record. I did a record called Avant-Garde Dog. He's like, I know. I'm like,
Oh, nice.
oh, really? And then he saw me play with Chris
Right.
Cornell back in 2000 or whatever. And so he, when I met him, I just kind of like, I guess I already had his respect. And
Right.
and then I saw him play and heard his stuff. And I was like, oh, because he kind of reminded me I heard a lot of King's X.
Yeah, he was a huge King's X fan.
I mean, that was just me when I heard him. The music,
of other
the guitar tone, like very.
Kevin was so fucking good. There's just no other way to say it.
Oh, he's
Dude
was
was
talented.
Absolutely. And funny as shit.
Right.
That dude made me laugh forever.
Absolutely.
But so you met Raul through Kevin, and then short, brief history for your own edification. When I met Kevin, I had just moved up here for another band, and we both taught at Mom's Music, and which is a local music store here in Louisville. And when I met him, he comes flying in my room one day, and he goes, I've seen you play. I've seen your shit on YouTube. You're my drummer. And then he shut the door and he left. And I was like, who the hell is that guy? So we started talking, and he was just kind of bringing out the Avant-Garde Dog stuff that he had already been writing because he was playing all the instruments, including drums. Because
Right.
a lot of people don't know he was a hell of a drummer too.
Yes, he was. When you asked me to do the drums, I'm like, why do you need to redo them?
Right.
I know. I mean,
I
I'm
said
like-
the same
I
thing.
was like, why would you even touch those? I think I'll go ahead and I think he wanted just other people to be a part of it,
I think he did too.
but he could have easily done it all himself.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
It was excellent.
Absolutely. Well, and he approached me and he said, I want you to be my drummer, and I'm doing this, and here's all my tunes. So we did a couple shows, and then somewhere in that time period is when he got the call for Uncle Cracker. So he went on tour, and then he started recording the record when he could with Chris, and then that's where you and I met, because you did 6 or 7 songs on the record. I did 6 or 7 songs on the
Right.
record, and he did the last song, and that's where you and I met. So I just thought it was kind of cool when I saw you were coming up here. I said, I'm going to see if he's going to do my show.
Sure.
And then here they go. Oh, nope, they're done. Hurry.
Talk.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because most fans of my show know I don't do interview bullshit. But one of the things I did want to ask you about, and we were talking about it before I hit record, was you were on the documentary Hired Gun.
Yes.
Which I thought was kind of cool. When I saw you, I went, holy shit.
I get more people like that. I don't know, when they're just more recognized, kind of more so from that than anything else. I guess because I'm actually talking on TV or something, and then
Probably.
Netflix, and a lot of people saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody, obviously Netflix, and every musician person I know pretty much that does what we do saw that, because this is what I do.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I remember when I saw the preview for it, I have to see that. But you said to me outside, this is your platform, sir. You said to me outside, you screwed up your story in the documentary.
I did.
So set the record straight.
I set the record straight for Matt, so he doesn't look like such a prick. in the story in the movie and how it would happen was this was, God, 98, maybe.
Bunch of years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. But I was after the Soundgarden tour when I was in a band called 11. We opened up for Soundgarden.
Right.
We were in a hotel in Cologne, Germany, and we were throwing down partying up in the whatever Penthouse Well or Sky Bar or whatever wherever Soundgarden. They stay in nice hotels and
Right.
So and we were staying with them, and Matt Sorum was in a band with it was Steve Jones from Sex Pistols, Duff McKagan. And I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but it wasn't Expensive Winos, which is, I know that's Keith Richards' thing.
Right.
But it had some sort of name like that, and I can't remember what it was.
Right.
But they were over there doing it. So we partied, we were drinking and having a good time and stuff. And in the movie, I tell, because I come back, as most musicians, 99% of musicians know, whenever you go out on the road, you come back, well, better go get a job.
Time to go back to work.
Yeah, figure out how you're going to do that. So went back to painting. So in the movie I said I was painting a house, and what it was I was at a studio. We were doing faux finish wallpaper, and there was a recording studio right next to the art studio, I guess you call it.
Right.
So music and art studio, owned by the kind of the same guy. But he was a part of it. He was painting, wasn't like some CEO guy coming in and looking. It was very, ground roots oriented kind of stuff.
Right.
We were hanging on by a thread that we were even actually doing it and we had a guy that invested money in it.
Right. Now this was in LA though, right?
This is in Los Angeles,
okay.
Right? This is North Hollywood to be exact.
Gotcha.
And in the little studio, that's where we did the Chris Cornell rehearsals for the tour for the Euphoria Morning stuff. And but Matt Sorum came into the studio and he was looking to use the studio for some other musical project.
Gotcha.
And he saw me sitting there, and I was covered in paint, taking a lunch break, eating a sandwich, like a bologna sandwich, probably, I'm pretty sure. Odds are, And that's when he was like, "Hey, I know you." And I was like, "Yeah, we were in Cologne, Germany, at the hotel." And then he's like, "How you been?" I was like, "Well, I'm fucking painting." What do you think? But I think whenever in the movie, it was like, I'm painting your fucking house.
Right.
But actually, I think what it is like I come, victim to my own, like the story kind of becomes after 20 years, kind of like you've told the story or you've heard it now back, and the little things start to change. And then, like I said, when I went to LA and I was staying with a buddy of mine, and he's like, "I was there. You fucked that story up, dude." It wasn't how it was. And I was like, "What happened?" And he told me, because he was there with me. And I was like, "Oh,
what happened was."
So anyway, so that's the story. That is the true, honest to God story.
It's still pretty cool, though, because I do a podcast, I'm obviously a fan of podcasts. So I've listened to a bunch of interviews with Jason Hook. And he was talking about how that whole project came together and how he got the idea of it. And he was saying all the people that he reached out to, and he said he's got something like 300 hours of footage of everybody.
Well, I was there talking for 3 or 4 hours just for whenever they came to do my interview stuff, because I've never done a documentary or kind of like, I didn't know, like, not everybody obviously made it onto the movie after the editing and everything, but I guess, that Matt Sorum story obviously was a part of it. So they had to put that in there because that's that's what it is. This music business that we're in, unless you write some huge hit.
And you get publishing.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So.
And everybody knows drummers don't get shit.
I know.
We don't get nothing.
I know.
How is it we have the most expensive fucking instrument on the planet and we get zilch?
It's a cruel fucking joke. I mean, that's really the bottom line. It's like everybody asks me, because my son, he's 12. He's like, "Does he play drums?" I said, "God, no, he doesn't play drums."
Yeah, no.
I was like, "Please don't let him play drums." I mean, I would love it for a hobby. It'd be cool.
Yeah, but
I don't want him to get serious with it. Anyway, it's like if you're going to do it, play the piano, write songs.
There's a hot chick in the corner recording. Do you know her?
No, that's my wife. She's just watching me. She's like making sure that I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah.
No, seriously. So because I don't know, how long have you been with Three Doors Down? Because you've been with them for a long
13
time.
years.
13 years?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And everything's going well? Everything's good?
Yeah. I mean, I got sober. I mean, everybody kind of got sober. I mean, well, the people that are still in the band. I mean, we lost one. Passed away, overdose.
Mm-hmm.
One
Which
who's
sucked.
going to prison. He's been in prison, and I'm not going to get involved in talking about that. Or we don't know what's going on with that. But I mean, it's just kind of like, it's a tough lifestyle, especially if you add young kids that really don't know anything and give them a ton of money and some success.
True.
And then you're supposed to like, what do you think's gonna happen? I remember whenever I was with 11 and we played in the Metro. I think it was at the Metro in Chicago, like at 96 or something. And we
Right.
played with Silverchair. And
I
they
remember
had
that.
just come out, and
they were babies when they
They
came
were
out. 16, 17, yeah.
And I remember, and the show was weird because we opened up for them, and the show we went on at 5, and they went on at 6. I think o'clock, 6:30. Like the sun was up whenever they were done.
Right.
And then another concert, I think it was Frank Black, came in and did that night at the venue because the fan base for the Silverchair and it was so young.
Right. They did
But
it
I
early.
just remember all their parents were there. The Silverchair parents, the kids in the band, their folks were there, like their managers or handlers.
They're I was going to say handlers.
And the thing is I'm watching them, and then I remember their dressing room. They had a little dressing room. They just destroyed the shit out of the thing. I mean, like food everywhere. I mean, not destroyed, like broken anything, but just on the walls.
just trash.
And just, kid stuff. And I'm thinking, it's like, I remember, like, you imagine being 16, having a huge record, you're Australian. Now you're in America, and you got these little girls everywhere screaming your name. And your mom and dad's going, gotta get in the car, we gotta go. You know what I mean? And so how do you expect, like, all of a sudden you put that same kid, that same thing that's happened, add 5 years, 6 years, any years, 24. Right. Now he's 24, 25. Brad was 18 when the band hit. I mean,
I didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah, I mean, he was right out of high school. He wrote that Kryptonite, I think he said it was like in 8th grade or 9th grade or something.
Damn.
And, I mean, just all of a sudden, how do you... Your reality is a little askew. I can totally understand where, like, the Michael Jacksons and the people that are, like, at a young age, their sense of reality is so distorted. Of course, they're going to be a little wacky.
Oh, absolutely. Jesse Best from Days of the New and Tantric was on my show, who he's also a friend of mine. But I was asking him what it was like to be. They went on tour with Metallica when he was 20, and they sold out Giant Stadium like 2 or 3 nights in a row. In front of 100,000. How do you play in front of 100,000 people at 20? You don't know anything. You know what I mean? And the one thing I told him that I thought was interesting, what you just said was, I find myself defending Tommy Lee a lot, not just because he's one of the reasons I play drums, but that dude got signed. He was 17. He's never had to adult a day in his life.
No.
It's not in him. So I think a lot of times when he does the dumb shit he does, he genuinely doesn't know any better. No,
I mean, it's that's why I feel blessed with Brad, with the singer for Three Doors, because he could totally be off the rails.
Right.
I mean, it would make total sense. I mean, I was in Puddle of Mud. I mean, for Christ's sake, I mean, that singer, he's insane. So, I mean, obviously.
Fucking nuts.
So, yeah. So, with Brad, I mean, he's very Christian. And like I said, now that with the sobriety thing,
right.
and it's a much, when you hit 2 decades of doing this, you kind of you're going to have to sober up. You're going to have
absolutely.
to. You can't.
Eventually, you physically can't do it anymore.
I mean, at this point, you're like, guys, this is when you start to know, okay, this is really happening. Like I call it like legacy acts. I mean, of course, you got the U2s or the Rolling Stones that are can do arenas. But if you can get to the established to the legs, like kind of what we're doing similar with the Collective Soul tour,
right?
Like, are you gonna go? And fans are gonna be like, they know almost every single song that's gonna be played.
Yep.
They pretty much know it. So I mean, the fact that you get to do this still, I mean, we don't have to go play, a 200-seat place,
right?
And trying to keep the band together, keep it going, like.
Right.
I see a lot of bands struggle that had some success years ago, and then just couldn't capitalize on it. Whether it was just, I saw bands that were breaking and they were just dicks to the label, or just shoot themselves in the foot, really.
Right.
And when I look back at the Puddle of Mud thing, it was hard for me not to be angry, because I'm like, I was a part of that band. I was a band member. I was a part of something, and we had enormous success, and I'm watching this guy fly this plane into this,
into a mountain.
Right. And I'm just like, how do you can't control it? And he's the lead singer. I mean, if he had done the shit and he played the bass, he'd been gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, but You just can't, it's that tiptoey thing.
Well, I think, and this is my opinion from the outside, because I've never been to the level that you are, or you have been, or you are currently at, however you want to word it. But I've always been close and right on the cusp. I've been really fortunate. I've done some cool shit. But what I'm getting at is, I find it interesting when I look from the outside and I see shit like that, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How can you have what a lot of us try to get, and then what a lot of us are even better than you, and you're pissing it away? I've never, ever understood that.
It's very common.
It's
very,
extremely common.
I mean, okay,
I see it all the time.
Okay, let's look at that's the yin. Let's look at the yang of that.
Okay.
Let's look at somebody like Dave Grohl.
Okay.
Right?
Genius.
Okay.
I think he's a genius.
Well, absolutely. Okay. You know how hard it is to be in the biggest band in the world? And he's done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
definitely
sake, really?
Yeah.
And then my Dave Grohl story is my wife was there. She knows this story because we were there. We were at Katsuya Sushi Restaurant in North Hollywood.
Nice.
It wasn't like it's a little hole in the wall, but it's really, really good. There's always a line of people. It's tiny. And we walk in there, and I remember, I think you kind of elbowed me like, look over there, look. And I was looking, and I saw the girl. I saw his wife. And I didn't know it was him. And I was like, okay. Yeah, she's beautiful, I'm like, what is? She's like, no, look who she. And it was Dave Grohl, and at the sushi bar. I'm like, oh no shit, that's awesome.
Nice.
So we went and sat down and we ate, and I was just like, that was so cool. And I'll be damned if that dude didn't walk over to our table and go ask me. He goes, "Are you Greg Upchurch?" And my hand to God.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I know you are, But he was just like, he was a fan of the Chris stuff at 11,
right?
And he knew me, he knew the puddle mud and all, and he gave me his number. He's like, "Give me a call, man. Let's get, and just like
nice."
And I'm like, how many dudes would walk up to another guy at a restaurant, and some band that is a struggling guy, but we're gonna walk over and say, "Oh, hey, man, know my name, my name." I mean, I don't know half the people, names flying in my head without the other. I'm awful with that, but see, he's good. And the thing is he's always on.
Yep.
He's always, he never stops. And then that's how he's successful. He doesn't have that gene that we're talking about that just takes it all and just pisses it away and becomes a dick.
Right.
So
he appreciates what he has, and he works his ass off.
That's how you become the biggest band in the world twice. Because the first time up, you must have been a pretty fucking cool dude. Because everybody's helping you out and rooting for you, and everybody at the label, everybody in publicity, everybody in promotion, everybody every angle of the industry, from radio, whatever. He's had to been sweet to every single person, because that's how you succeed.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's the proof in the pudding, so to speak. I mean,
Pretty
really,
much.
He's notoriously known as the nicest guy in rock and roll.
It's funny. Somebody was telling a story. It might have been Eddie Trunk, but he said Eddie Trunk was. It was Eddie Trunk on his podcast. He was talking about the first time he met Dave Grohl, and Dave walked up to him and said, "How you doing? I'm Dave Grohl." And Eddie Trunk said, "I know who you are." And Dave said, "I don't fucking know what else to say to people."
Right.
He's just that guy.
Right. I mean, he's so normal.
That's freaking awesome. Now you, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, and again, thank you for
my pleasure.
Hanging out with me.
No, it's absolutely.
You guys are you're getting ready to go on a tour right now, right?
Yes.
When does that start? This question is actually for my wife.
Okay.
Hi, Stacy. I know you're a Three Doors Down fangirl. Good God. Yes, I'm sitting here with Greg. Okay, carry on.
Well, the tour starts soon. No, I got a show in Columbus, Georgia. I got some military shows coming up.
That's awesome.
The tour kicks off July 6th.
Okay,
in
cool.
Atlanta.
Gotcha.
And then as far as, I don't think there's a Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, we're playing Nashville, which is, obviously I just drove from there, so that's not far.
No, she'll drag me somewhere to see you guys, I'm sure. That's what she does.
But that's also the show in Nashville is at the Ascend, that brand new outdoor amphitheater in downtown.
I've seen pictures of it.
Supposedly it's super nice. But because I really want to play that, because if you're building an outdoor downtown amphitheater in Nashville, it better be top notch, because
Absolutely.
you're gonna. I mean, every guest list at every show there is going to be.
It's got to be
jam packed,
right?
With it's got to be. They're not going to have a,
Now, because you're from Nashville, or you live in Nashville now. I shouldn't say you're from Nashville. You're from Wyoming.
Oklahoma.
Well, how the hell did I get YM? Doesn't matter. The last time I saw you play, I saw Three Doors was, and Stacy and I can never remember the name of this place. The outdoor amphitheater that's in the woods. That's what I call it. Do you know what I'm talking about? You played with Theory of Dead
Nashville?
Man. Yeah, it's in or outside of Nashville.
Fontenelle.
That's it. It's surrounded by trees.
Barbara Mandrell owns that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
really nice.
That place is beautiful.
They got a restaurant in there. That's really good.
That was really cool.
Like Southern,
place.
like fragrant tomatoes, grits.
Right. No, I remember we were talking about that.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time. I haven't seen you in a while. I play a lot too.
I think we were living in Nashville then. We just moved to Nashville. Just moved, I think.
She's got that confused look on her face. That's fantastic.
I think we did. Anyway,
that was a long time ago, and that was the last time I saw you. But she's seen you a couple times since. But we were talking about venues on one of my other episodes, and I can never remember the name of that. What's it? The Fontenelle.
The Fontenelle.
Fontenelle. That's an awesome place.
The Fontenelle in the woods in the Fontenelle, or the Fontenelle in the woods.
They do a lot of shows there. Or is it just kind of a special thing?
I mean, they don't do a lot of shows, but there's shows. I mean, pretty regularly. I mean,
oh, nice.
They're pretty. They're not going to be like metal shows. They're going to be pretty, you know
right.
what I mean? Like, I think we were pretty rocking for that venue.
Right.
Like, you'll see, like...
more pop and maybe towards country a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. I just always thought that venue was amazing.
It's really nice. It's natural outdoor amphitheater.
Yep. Now, how long, when you go out this time, how long are you out?
Till September.
So it's a short run.
That's a long run. That's 3 months.
Is that considered a long run? I'm not being sarcastic. I don't know.
It's a long run. A 3 month run. A 3 month tour is pretty good.
Well, I guess in that case it is. Now I feel like a fucking idiot because that you would be playing more than 2 or 3 nights a week. You're probably doing 4 or 5.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to be away from home.
Right.
For like 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, I come home for like 4 days once, and then one time I come home for like 9 days. But overall,
you're
just
gone
pretty
for
much
3 months. Gotcha.
Right. So it's like 4 shows a week, usually 4 to 5 somewhere.
Nice.
In there.
No, yeah, I guess it is a long run. I think the longest I ever went out was, I think I was gone for 6 weeks. And I felt that was short to me.
Well, it goes by fast.
It does.
There's no doubt.
It goes by really fast.
Right. So it will go by quick. And then I'm sure when we get back, we'll probably be off for the holidays. And then they're booking some stuff. And we do our benefit, which is, I should mention that.
Absolutely. Plug anything you want.
It's in Cherokee, North Carolina. It's called the Better Life Foundation. It's pretty awesome. They take over. It's a Harrah's Casino there in the Smoky Mountains.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I've been there once or twice. It is beautiful up there.
And we take it over for a weekend, and we have a concert there. Collective Souls. We're going to do the show there with Collective Soul.
Gotcha.
It's like we do it with the National Guard, but we raise money for children's charities usually.
Right.
This will be the 13th year or 14th annual, and they'll have like a motorcycle bike run up through the mountains.
Oh, nice.
We do it with the National Guard, but there's a concert, and the night before is there's a bowling alley there. I mean, we have a party. I mean, it's
very
it's kind
cool.
of like we pretty much take over the whole Harrah's for Friday, Saturday, and
most of Sunday.
Sunday, everybody's on their way home. Maybe make sure I get that date
No, absolutely,
right.
yeah.
Because it's the last show of the year for us. It's Saturday, the 27th of October. Yeah, 26th and 27th of October.
Oh, nice.
So,
now, is there a website or a Facebook page or something people can find
It's called the Better Life Foundation. I mean, and
cool.
even at 3 doors down, there's links from our website. But it's just it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of nice because it's not a gig, it's an event kind of thing where and also anytime you go to your take an elevator from the stage to your hotel room. Yeah, I love that.
That's pretty badass.
I know you walk up stage and you take this elevator right up to your floor. I'm like, what?
Seriously? Yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm like, that's awesome.
That does not suck.
Yeah, I like that. It's like shows at 7. I'll be here at 6:58.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be going down. I'll ask you a couple more questions. I'll let you get out of here so you can get some food so you can play tonight. Because I'm not doing my normal sections, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your worst stage memory? I've got some brutal stage memories. Once I played in a hippie bar in a death metal band, and half of my rig fell over. That kind of shit.
Oh.
You got to have a good one.
I mean, I've done some crap. You mean crap gigs or like? Because I've had food poisoning once, throwing up in the middle of a song, kind of stuff.
That sucks.
I played in 11. I remember we played in Durham, North Carolina, in a bar. And
Been there
a long time ago. Well, we didn't know, but Dave Matthews was new and he was playing in town. And I think there was 3 people there, and I just destroyed the shit out of my drums. And this is before I had an endorsement. I was angry.
You were pissed.
And I was with Alan and Sasha, and I was just going nuts, and they just kind of let me do it. And I don't know, but I just got angry because I'm like, that band to me was just too good to have 3 people at their show, because these 2 people to me were brilliant.
Right.
I mean, because Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, all those bands were fans of theirs. That's how they became. They succeeded in that.
Right.
But there's that. But probably we just did a pretty crappy gig in Louisiana not that long ago at the water park. We did a water park gig.
Oh, really? Brutal.
It was. Yeah. Oh, that's right. And I shit you not. We got there and it looked like they had dogs in a pen for like dog fighting kind of shit, but I don't think so. But it just kind of looked that way.
Right.
But it was like in Baton Rouge off of interstate kind of thing. And I was like, what is going on? I mean, there was no dressing room. The only bathroom was the public bathroom.
Right.
And it was covered in mosquitoes.
Oof.
No catering.
Oof.
And then the owner of it was just she was a bitch. It's funny. It's like I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Like, God, I hope so. Maybe they'll never have us back. but she was pissy and stuff. And then a friend of ours who was there, who lived in Baton Rouge, knew her, and he's like, yeah, she's all pissed off. She's heartbroken. Her monkey died, I guess, the night before.
You're making
what?
this shit up.
No, I said what? He goes, yeah, the monkey died, and I was like, oh my. I was like, how old was that? Because the monkey was like almost 40.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my God. He goes, yeah, and it smoked like a pack of cigarettes every day. I'm like, no shit. So this monkey, I guess, had a smoking problem. So obviously, because I asked, I was like, well, what's the normal like lifespan of a monkey? I guess, but if you had lung cancer to it, you don't really know.
That's true.
But I was kind of like
crazy.
Yeah, but so she was the monkey died. It was a smoking monkey. I didn't get the name of the monkey or anything, but Smokey the monkey.
Smokey the monkey.
Yeah.
So before you get out of here, my worst memory of you.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get my wife involved in this conversation.
Oh no, she'll laugh. She'll like it.
Oh yeah. Was
when we were recording the Avant-Garde Dog record, and I think I remember what song it was. It was The Optimist. Super fast. It's got that weird tom thing I played in the middle of it.
It's some McCreary shit.
It's some McCreary shit, yeah. So I'm playing this track, and I look in. We were at Rivergate Studios, which is owned by your guitar player, Chris Henderson. And he's got a big picture window where the drum room is. And I look over, and it's you, which was shitty enough.
I was at it. I had notepads.
I was like, Greg from 3 Doors Down.
Arms
drummers.
crossed.
Yeah. You were doing the impress me bro stance. That's
exactly.
what I call it. So I had you. I had Chris Henderson. I had Cuddy. I can't remember Cuddy's real name. I had Chet, who Chet now plays for you guys.
Right.
Kevin, who wrote the songs.
Oh, yeah.
And the bass player, Chip, all standing there in that damn window, staring at me, waiting. That's what we gotta get you. Can you crack under pressure? It's like throwing shit at somebody. Like, can you play? Keep playing. Stay on your toes. Yeah. And so, for the record, on my show, fuck you. I kept playing.
But it was great, wasn't it? It was great though. What you played was great because of me being there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was there, you played great. If I wasn't there, who knows? Could have been sketchy. Could have been iffy.
It probably would have been sketchy. That sucked. It was so much fun, but it sucked. That's one of those imprinted. It's like a Polaroid in the front of my brain, thinking about you guys standing there staring at me. I was like, this sucks.
That happened to me once. When I was recording with 11 at that same house with we did the Chris Cornell Euphoria Morning record. I'm sitting there in the same thing. They had this big, huge window, but it was their house. It wasn't a studio.
Right.
And it was like in a den, and they had these big curtains. I'm sitting there doing the track, and I'm sitting there, and I look up, and it's Ed Kowalczyk of Live and Dennis Rodman.
Are you kidding?
I shit you not. And it wasn't like, oh my God, I hope I do this right. I'm like, why the fuck are those two together? Kind of like, what the hell?
Yeah, oh God, so, that had to be weird.
Anyway, we ended up going out with him that night. Noelle was with me. We went to Ed's house up in the Hollywood Hills, wasn't it?
Dennis Rodman's place down in Orange County.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had was it a club or was his house? It was his house, and but it was like a party, like a VIP kind of like.
Oh,
a
I bet that was a
party.
blasty, wasn't it?
Well, I was just like decked out for a party, so I was like all at once.
Oh, gotcha.
It was, yeah.
That had to be crazy, though.
Yeah, but I guess a lot of people don't know that Ed Kowalczyk and Dennis Rodman they were tight for a while.
Man, I love that band live.
Yeah, they're great. I think Ed was in a confused state or area time of his life, maybe. I don't know, but
could have been hanging out with Rodman.
Yeah,
who knows?
So that one. So there you go.
So you know what it's like.
Exactly. And it's kind of a weird thing. It's kind of like all of a sudden when you look up and you see those two.
Oh well, yeah. That is kind of weird.
I wouldn't. I mean, I promise you, I could have gave you 1,000 guesses. You wouldn't have got that one right.
You could have gave me 1,000,000. I'd have never got that one. So what you're telling me though is because it happened to you, you decided to do it to this poor schmuck.
Exactly. And
all right, fine.
I couldn't find any NBA players. So I found a guitar tech and a guitar player.
Yeah, drummer and a guitar player for multi-platinum band, and the guy that wrote the songs I'm playing are staring at me, waiting for me to fuck up. This is going great.
Well, I could have went to the Little Caesars next door and brought in some of those people and kind of even it out. See, these people, fuck these people.
No, that's awesome. The record came out great. Most people in Louisville know that the record is amazing. So, as a friend of Kevin and a friend of everybody in Louisville, thank you for doing those tracks for him.
That was an honor.
Oh, Kevin was awesome, and thank you for doing the Borkar show tonight.
Sure.
And I will be doing the Impress Me Bro stance to you.
Hey, I got an excuse. I barely know this stuff. You saw me up there. No excuse. I got my cheat sheets down there.
No excuses, sir. Nope.
See, the thing is that's the beauty about getting to the level where I am now. Is that when I fuck up, I just laugh it off. Like I don't give a shit.
What are you talking about? I'm not on your level, and I still do that.
I know, but that's what I can get away with it because I can be like, fuck it.
Yeah, true. This isn't my band. I'm in Three Doors Down.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. One tradition on my show: high five in a microphone.
High five what?
High five in a microphone.
High five in a.
Thank you for your time, brother.
Absolutely,
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Wish you much success.
Oh, thank you. I would wish you more, but you have more than me, and I'm kind of jealous. So no.
Oh, it's debatable.
I'm just kidding, dude. Thanks for everything and continued success, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, that's it, kids. That's the show for the week. I hope you guys dug it. I hope you got some new information about Greg that you didn't know. I hope you got a few laughs out of it. I had a lot of fun. Like I said at the intro to this show, it was really cool of him to take the time to hang out with me and to do my show, and I really appreciate it. I owe him a debt of gratitude. I hope he had fun. He seems like he did. His wife told me he did, so I know he did. But that's the show. I hope you guys dug it. Please continue to subscribe, rate, and review my show. It just helps new people find the show. All of my friends, you guys are amazing, but you need to spread the word. Let's grow this thing together. I'm going to have some cool stuff coming up. I think I've already told you that. This is one of them. Hanging out with Greg Upchurch. That was awesome. I think it's really, really cool. Hopefully you guys do as well. I enjoyed the conversation. But like I said in a couple episodes before, I've got some cool stuff coming up this summer. I'm going to be working on some other stuff. So stay in touch with me. Keep sending emails. Keep sending twit faces and Insta Coke-grams and all that garbage. And as I say at the end of every episode, go do some shit. Seriously, go. Beat it. Go listen to some Chris Cornell or some Three Doors Down. Go see if you can find 11. There you go. I'll give you guys homework. It's a good one. So until next time, I will talk at you soon.